What is bystander intervention? And why do so many organizations look to bring it inside their doors? Bystander intervention grew out of the life and death of a 29-year-old woman named Kitty Genovese. And if her life had not been enough to change the world, I can say for certain her death actually was. Life stood still the day she died. Voices were silenced, eyes were closed, and hearts put up barriers. Maybe no one knew her name the day before she died, but after her death, her name would never be forgotten. Every violence prevention advocate, sociologist, psychologist, teacher, military service member, and me would know her name. This is the story of bystander intervention. You are 29 years old, living and working in Kew Gardens, New York. Your whole life is ahead of you. You have dreams, memories, love, and everything in between. And as you dream of your future, you find a job that pays the bills and enjoy it. You work late nights till closing. It's just a regular, nothing new, and part of your routine. Maybe just as routine was where you parked your car each day, allowing you quick access into your job and quick access out. So this early morning, you drove from work to home and parked your car 100 feet from your front door. How could you know every step you made that night would never be repeated? As you locked your car, you could see the building where you live and all its adjacent towers lined up next to yours. You walk along step by step, but then there's this feeling, and that silent alarm goes off inside of you and forces you to turn and look at the shadow tracing your footsteps. The shadows he brought with his intent. The shadows that sends a different type of alarm that sounds out, "Woman, run!" The colliding spirit meets yours and stops you on your path. You scream, and he destroys every dream you thought about that day, every conversation that made you smile, every touch that made you alive. Your scream is heard by nearby towering building occupants. The shades are raised, lights go on, and a story that will resonate much later said a man screamed out, "Leave that girl alone." When shades went up like open eyes and lights switched from off to on, he ran. Predators often run when others can see them. But then, eyes closed, lights rested, and shades went down without the thought of you. And his shadow came back. As you struggled to move closer to familiar grounds called home, and again, his attack caused windows and lights to repeat themselves. And again, he ran away. Your body just moments from the place you once felt safe, but broken, bruised, and destroyed. His attack didn't just take your dreams, hopes, future, or tomorrows. You gave him your final breath, because he alone remained with you to hear it leave your body. 3 times that night, you called out. 3 times that night, he ran when seen. 38 witnesses, 38 sets of eyes, 38 sets of ears. And all went silent and blind, assuming someone else's light would save you. The national statistics tells us every 2 minutes someone in the United States is sexually assaulted. History tells us after Kitty Genovese's rape and murder, the police was finally called, and it took 2 minutes for them to make it to the scene where a 29-year-old young woman died after being raped and stabbed to death, where possibly 38 people bore witness, where bystander intervention research was launched, where Kitty Genovese's life became relevant in her death, and where we said, never again.